Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Machedo is the best.
The second one, what he told me was, I asked him, so Oman is moving towards modernization, because he also sent me a video which is in Arabic. It speaks on Oman's vision 2040. It's so funny, man. It's like UAE said, okay, 2020, Expo 2020. Saudi said, fuck you, we'll show 2030. So now Oman is coming 2040. I wouldn't be surprised if Kuwait comes with 2050. And finally Saudi says, fuck all of you, I'm 2000. And then maybe Dubai to show I have the biggest balls than all of you. Not 20, year 5000 or 10,000. They pull out numbers from their ass, man. They say, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with this COVID situation. You're going 2020, 2030, 2040, 2050. Yeah. And people are excited, yay, Mars, yay. Now see, they went to, they sent a satellite to Mars. They were jumping so much. What happened? What's the use of all this? Sending a touristy trained astronaut. Oh, he's astronaut. Do you have the base in your country? No, you're shooting from Russia, from a foreign base where you pay money. I mean, Jeff Bezos is doing the same thing. Elon Musk is doing the same thing. Just that they don't want to go too much into space because they might die. Space tourism is nothing new. But the way they talk, oh, we have achieved new frontiers. Yeah, you signed up with Japan for their technology. You paid them money. Then you paid money to Russia. You send one guy. He only has to sit in the aircraft. And oh, UAE did it. You find it so stupid. Anyway. Then I asked him the business situation in Oman. How is the business situation? What he said is, see, business before 2015, this is what the year he gave me. Until 2015, things were good. He said, like hypermarkets, like Lulu would give you 3 months, they would ask you credit facility. You supply them now, they pay after 3 months. Then even the governments, they would say 1 month or 2 months, maximum 3 months. But after 2015, the delays from 1 month, whoever was offering, from people who were offering cash immediately went 1 month. 1 month went to 3 months, 3 months went to 6 months, 6 months went to, they don't know when they'll get. In fact, he told me he has not been paid for 2 years for most of the government jobs. He has a business, multiple businesses. They've not paid him for 2 years. And I'm not surprised with this because even in UAE, there are many companies which have not been paid 2 years or more. In fact, there are people 5 years or who never got their money. Basically, why am I saying basically? It's a, see, if you know how to play with the loopholes, no? UAE is, the Middle East countries, they get away with a lot of stuff, especially when there is no actual bankruptcy law. Now, you might think that, oh, they made a bankruptcy law. Don't think it's so easy. There are many people, idiots, who call me up and say, Law, I'm planning to take a loan and run away. I tell them, see, listen, boss, I'm not going to give you advice on how to do it, number one. And second one, don't think it's that easy. If they catch you, you're behind bars. It's a criminal offense. Okay, it's not ethical. So what he said is they've stopped doing jobs for the ministry. In fact, they don't want to, even if they get. And then I said, so if they offer you, Law, forget offer, he said. He said they don't have any jobs at the moment. So I was like, oh, okay. Another interesting comment which he put is, Oman is seriously very laid back and very backward in terms of the economy and modernization. So I asked him, what do you mean by that? So he said, in terms of what do you call that, modernization, if Dubai is like futuristic, Oman is very backward. So I said, is that a drawback? He said, his response was, if you're looking to save money, this is an excellent place to be. He's saying, because there's nothing happening here. He's saying absolutely nothing. He's saying you go to the shopping mall, it's like a ghost town. In fact, Machedo and all these other shopping malls which are there. I don't know, did he say Machedo? I think he said. He said these shopping malls, you go there, it's a ghost town, and they offer you 3 months or 6 months rent free because nobody comes. So I found that a little sadly funny, you could say. Then I spoke to him about getting rid of expats, especially Indians, because they had put so much in the papers. So what he said is Oman, now in terms of Omani workers, okay, let's talk about workers and expats and visa. In terms of workers, expats and visa, he said locals are lazy. I was like, no man, how is that possible? The Omanis I've spoke to, they speak good English and they're well versed and they look like they're working class people. He said you tend to meet classy people who get in touch with you. Most of them who are lazy, they'll not get in touch with you. So I was like, oh, a little surprised over there. So it seems that Omanis are generally lazy. So that kind of, I guess it's the same with whether you speak about Saudi, whether you speak of UAE, Bahraini. I think citizens of the country believe it's their, they are right. They are entitled to certain perks and benefits, and they don't want to work. Even here in Thailand, to get a Thai worker is very tough. They'll work for a few months and then they'll leave. But to get expats or to get people from Myanmar, and there are plenty. So I guess it's the same everywhere in the world. I guess even in India, if you pressurize people too much, they don't want to work. Best example I can give Kerala. The labor unions and the laziness that people have. What can you do? So now, what he told me is Omani locals are very lazy. He said, depending on the industry, there are various industries, you need to have a percentage of Omani people working there. Like in some places there are 30, some places is 40%, means out of 100 people or 10 people, you need to have 30% Omani or 40%. Hospitality, it seems, is 70%. So it varies from industry to industry. So then I asked him that, okay, what about retaining staff? Is it easy to retain staff? Is it difficult to retain staff? So here he gave me another shocker. He's saying there are many staff who I pay money, I tell them don't come. I'm like, what? I said, I tell them I pay money, sit at home, don't need to come. So I said, isn't that a loss? He's saying, no, it's actually a benefit. So I asked him, explain to me, how is that? So here what he told me is, there is a minimum salary. The minimum Omani salary is 325 Omani Riyal. So 325 Omani Riyal is around 3,250 dirhams, or say $1,000 US dollars approximately. So he said this is the minimum. Whether I take a guy as a sweeper, whether I take a person to sit on the chair, whether I take a executive, okay, it's 325 Riyal minimum, Omani Riyal. So he said, if I employ a manager, I have to pay him 400 Riyals. So from 325 to 400. And I said, wow, okay, so are these quality employees? Are these smart? He said, no, these are the worst of the worst. He's saying, you're talking of a person who, you have to train him how to put a rubber stamp. It kind of reminded me in Jabal Ali, you have all these Emirati locals, they drive Nissan petrol and all that. They only talk on the phone, chat, play games, and rubber stamp. They're called rubber stamp employees. But the thing that is shocking about them is they get paid 3 times more than a person in the same capacity who is an expat. But then again, what I tell people is, okay, you might look at it as racism, but these are the rules of the country to benefit their citizens. We made it easy and lazy for them, so they would take advantage. If I had such privilege, maybe even I would be lazy. But I can tell you one thing, I don't like free money. That is why even my wife, when during the COVID situation and recession, when she was promised, as a citizen, they are given guaranteed income from the government. You just have to go claim it. I told her, don't claim it. You don't need it. Let it go to someone in need. We don't need this money. Anyway, so 325. Then if you have a education, if you have, let's say, a degree, it's more. If you have a diploma, it seems if you're educated, it's 400. If you have a diploma, 600. If you have a degree, then it's, I don't know, 800 or something. So it keeps going slabs, higher and higher. So more the education, more they get paid. So then I said, but you're paying the staff and they're sitting at home. He said, wait, this is the loophole. 325 is the minimum that you have to show the government with minimum number of employees. Let's say 5, 7, 10, whatever. So what I do is, I pay them 50 riyals or 100 riyals. Mostly the women or kids or, like a worker who doesn't want to do anything in life. I tell him, don't need to come to office, sit down there at home. We'll send you money every month. He's saying they are overjoyed. They are so happy that I'm giving them 50 riyals or 100 riyals or 150 riyals. So I was like, oh, that's a good deal. So imagine, instead of paying 320, how much? 325 riyal for, say example, 10 people, for the sake of maths. 325, so 3,250. You pay 50 riyals, so just 500 riyals. Not a bad deal. Okay. So, but yes, it's tough to get those people, but once you get those people, you take care of them.